Hello. In this video, which will probably end up being multiple videos, I'm going to take you through rehabbing my old HK630. This is a great receiver. I got it from my dad geez, 15, 20 years ago. And I've used it on and off since then. It's twin powered, dual power supplies, has a nice look to the front of it. You know, each audio channel is truly separate from the other one. Has the split tone controls. It works. Right now it'll fire up, it'll run, it'll make noise, but it's suffering from being a, almost 50-year-old receiver. It lets the speakers pulse. They'll move in and out when you first turn it on. Tells me that the main filter caps are bad. It's noisy. Crackling in the volume controls and all the other tone pots. Speaker switches are probably dirty. It really just needs some general love. I think it might have some indicator bulbs out. Can't quite remember. But the first thing I'm going to do is kind of give it a visual once over to see what I need to do first before I go and open it up. So looking at the front, everything is there, so I don't need to find any knobs or anything. They do feel a little stiff, so they will get cleaned. The power switch, it's a little cruddy. It's got a little bit of this just kind of old schmutz on it, but it hasn't been cleaned in a while, so it's not all that surprising. So then let's see, I'll spin it around. And here's the back. Plainview, New York. I think they're up in New England now. Could be wrong. Then you got your power fuse, speaker fuses, switched and unswitched AC outlets, speaker terminals. These had issues with getting loose because they're kind of crimped on the inside, but these are all pretty tight. Then you got your FM receiver input. Still use that sometimes. Then you got all your inputs, your phono aux, tape loop, Dolby. Really, it's just another tape loop. And then these two. There used to be two U-shaped, I don't know, I'm going to call them audio staples because they kind of look like staples, but it was just to pass the audio out to the main amp in. You could put an EQ in there. I just bridge it with some RCA cables, but what I may do when I have it open is look at possibly bridging it internally. And then you can see in here behind this is where all the output transistors are for the power amp, and then the AM antenna. Oh, here we go. Here's the serial number. Wonder if that has any kind of date code. I doubt it, but who knows. And of course, the ever popular do not open or it'll kill you. We all know that's a bunch of baloney. So, all right, next step is to take the top off. Take out those two screws. These two screws. There are none on the back, and those two, and then we'll be good to go. So stand by. I will get those screws out. Now, I know using a power driver isn't really the preference for everyone, but when you kind of know what you're doing, or if you're like me, you're good at pretending you know what you're doing, you can do this without damaging screws. All the screws are out. Top is loose. This will be the first time I've had the top off this since, I want to say sometime in the 90s. Because that was when I replaced the capacitors last time. Yep. They used to be here. The original capacitors. And these are the caps I put in back in, I want to say like 92, 93 maybe? As well as, apparently I did bridge those outputs. I don't even need anything on the outside. It's kind of weird opening this up and seeing all the work I did almost 20 years ago. Possibly even 20 years ago. Could have been 96, may have been before that. So it looks like I did do some work. I replaced the bulb inside the dial to see if that's still good. If it is, I'm going to have to clean up that awesome tape job I must have done when I was 14 or 15. Here's the FM board. These were known to go bad, but this one still works, so that's pretty cool. Phono preamp right here. And then everything up front. This is pretty cool. Just spinning that knob, you can feel the, I don't know, it just feels good. It feels right. It's pretty cool. So next step is take the bottom off. The bottom has a handful of screws. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 screws. So again, I'll use the drill driver and get those out. And now the bottom is off. This is where you really can see the quality of these older units. The way the wire twist tied together and routed nicely. The point-to-point circuitry they're doing. I always really had a lot of respect for this receiver. Still do. Even more so now. I'll bet these are bad. And probably these. This one's puffy on the top, but that's just the cover. I don't see any obvious leakage. These might even be okay. I'm going to check everything. But if these check out, I'm going to remove my awesome hot snot that I use. Look how well that works. I'll be redoing that, and I'll be remounting these. Maybe I'll take them out and mount them to a PCB or something. Oh yeah, it didn't hold too well. But, you know, it still worked, so couldn't have been all bad. That tape off of these guys. I know the value was right because I remember I actually had to save money to pay for these back then. I used to work at a repair shop. You can see they're Nichicon, so I didn't cheap out on it. So it looks pretty good aside from a couple ratty old caps. So what I'll do first is let's get a look to see which ones are which. We have a 0.1 at 600 volt. So we have 2.1s at 600, 470 at 25, 470 at 35, 470 at 63. These guys I can't see. I'll have to take that board up to see what those are. But I think what I'm going to do, or not even think, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to replace all the electrolytics in the, pardon me, in the power supply. I may move on and replace these as well. The tone control pots definitely could be wearing out, but I'll probably check a few first. So I'd rather not change them if I don't have to. I want to try to keep it as original as possible. But some of these just will have to be changed so that it operates properly. Anything feeding the power amp, and that was why I changed these back then, but these should be changed, these should be changed. Maybe even these guys on the preamp board I'll do too. I'm just going to change what I can. So let's check. You know what? Let's check this one. This one, like I said, the top puffy, but that's the that's just that plastic cap there. I want to make sure this one's good. It looks like I probably put this one in too, but I don't think I bought this one. This one may have been in a parts bin back then. So let's see. I'll get the cap tester and let's see how it goes. Well, this capacitor doesn't register much at all. It's must have leaked at some point. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks sealed, but who knows? Stereo was in storage for a while. It definitely got hot. So that one is no good. That one went here. So next is to just verify that these guys are still good. And then I'm going to order up some new capacitors tonight. And then as soon as those come in, I will make a video of replacing them. So until next time, thank you for watching.